Well, good afternoon. It's Ken Ham here, President of Answers in Genesis, Creation Museum, and the Ark Encounter. And I'm here with my brother Steve Ham, who is 20 million years younger than me. No, 20 years younger than me, something like that. Even though I look like the younger one. I can understand that because I have all the hair. But anyway, we're here in his office because he's involved in a lot of international ministry. And we have a couple of really special events coming up. And if you look over here, if you see this little place here, the United Kingdom, we have an invasion coming, as we have some scientists coming over here to Kentucky. And then later in the year, we have scientists from here who are going over to here.
Right.
And so we're going to tell you about two special conferences. We'll do another Facebook Live in the near future about all the international outreach. Just real quickly, before we talk about these two really special events that involve the British as well as the Americans.
Sure.
So tell us a little bit about some of the other countries we've been to lately.
We've done a lot in South Asia. Just recently, we are going to Russia and into some other areas.
You want to point to where you were in South Asia?
And so, around this area here, we're going to Moscow pretty soon, and into there's Moscow there, and into some other parts in Russia. And so we're looking forward to doing more. We've done incredible translations actually in Russia. We've done thousands of translations of our pocket guides that are going through churches all through Russian-speaking countries.
And also my set of videos too.
The Foundations has already been done. It's already gone through. It's actually on our website on a Russian page too, so people can even get it free. We have extensive work being done in South America. In fact, more resources in Spanish than in any other language there, but actually the second most translated resources that we have, believe it or not, are in Arabic.
Really?
Yep. And so we do a lot of work through Egypt and through television, even in Egypt, and Christian television that goes right through Arabic-speaking nations. How exciting is that?
Well, it's interesting because our other brother David in Australia was just telling me in their church they're starting an Arabic-speaking service because there are so many people who speak Arabic there. So we'll have to make sure we get all those materials to them. We need to have another Facebook Live talking all about that, the translation. We'll have Joe Owen in here who does a lot of our Spanish work.
Yep, and David
we'll
as well.
A lot about that. What we should do is do one with our contact in England who does a lot of the Arabic work and have him on video at the same time. We can do that.
It's amazing. And this is just a snippet too.
But right now we want to talk to you about the Best of British Bible and Science, May 5th, 2017 at the Creation Museum. Can you tell us a bit about that?
Okay, well, the British are coming. And
the British are coming. Okay.
Yeah.
Wasn't there a movie on that or something?
Well, yeah, an event in history maybe. So we are we're gearing up for that. We are really, really excited about it. We have got, we've got so many of our incredible speakers here in the United States that people get to hear a lot of. We have Bodie and Tommy and Georgia and a lot of them, and Terry, we've got great, and our research department, and we hear a lot of them in the States, but we don't often hear of some
Ken Ham too.
At you?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you're speaking all the time, and we have some others that people just don't get to hear. So, Dr. Stuart Burgess is coming, and he is a professor in engineering design at Bristol University. Right. Very well-known professor.
He's a great speaker too.
Great speaker, highly credentialed.
In fact, I featured a video clip of him during the Bill Nye debate.
Okay, yes.
And because he actually designed a gear set for that really expensive satellite, and he's a creationist, and he's a scientist, and he's a professor there at the university, and they know he's a creationist, and he does great work.
Yeah.
And I use that as an example to show what nonsense it is to say that creationists can't be scientists.
Absolutely, and it's good to hear from him too, as a current professor in a university. He's constantly under attack.
He is constantly under attack, but he also just was involved with a design for cycling. For the bikes.
Yeah. So he was part of a lead part of the design team for the UK Olympic strategy for cycling.
And they did pretty well, didn't they?
They did the best they've ever done. a haul of gold medals, world records, Olympic records, just fantastic.
And we've talked to him before about why he is able to be involved in such design. And of course, it's because of his creationist philosophy,
Yeah.
his creationist worldview. But anyway, he's going to be one of the speakers. Who
Yep.
else?
Dr. Andy McIntosh.
Dr. Andy
And
McIntosh.
he is actually quite a well-known creation speaker throughout the world. He speaks in many countries, even comes to the US sometimes. But he was a professor of thermodynamics and combustion theory at Leeds University, and he now just really spends most of his time just equipping the church in England and
He
in
travels
other
all over
parts.
the world.
He does. He goes everywhere.
And so what we're doing here, this is May 5th and 6th. They can go on our website at answersgenesis.org. Actually, in the comments, we're going to pin right at the top a link direct to the Best of British Bible and Science Conference. And the speakers there, actually, am I speaking at that?
Yeah, you are.
Okay.
You are. I
just
am.
saw my photograph on the back and realised I'm
and
speaking at
one
this.
person we forgot to talk about actually was Brian Edwards,
Brian
who's
Edwards
coming.
from England as well.
A lot of people love Brian Edwards' work. He helps to defend the very text of Scripture, and so
In fact, we
he.
sell a couple of his books on our website.
We do an incredible DVD series too. How Do We Know the Bible is True? DVD series, and he and Simon Turpin, who is our leader in the UK ministry, they will both be coming and really focusing on the text of Scripture, and then
Simon
you
studied
have
theology, and he adds up our Answers in Genesis ministry in England.
right. And so you've got a really good combination of the biblical text and science and everything that is happening in that conference.
So there'll be myself, yourself, Simon Turpin, Professor Andy McIntosh, Professor Stuart Burgess, and Brian Edwards. That's going to be an interesting mix.
Yes.
And very unique.
And to speak, you have to be from a country originally who has British monarchy.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. And that means Australia or England. Yeah, we're not letting any Americans speak
No.
Yeah, this is an invasion.
Yep.
Invasion of the Creation Museum. So
Yep.
there'll be myself, yourself, and then the four speakers from England. And that's Brian Edwards, Professor Stuart Burgess, Professor Andy McIntosh, and Simon Turpin. And we've already got quite a number of people coming to this. It's May 5 to 6, right here at the Creation Museum. And do they get any special
They really do, yeah.
special offers?
Well, actually, it's a really low price for the conference, and that low price actually covers 2 days in the museum, 1 day in the Ark, lunch, and 20% discount on any of our resources that are here. So
yeah, all sessions, registration resource bag, lunch on Friday and Saturday, lunch on 2 days. Admission to both Creation Museum and Ark Encounter, and Creation Museum is a 2-day ticket, and the Ark Encounter is a 1-day ticket. 20% discount at Creation Museum, Ark Encounter gift shops. Accompanying spouse and dependent children can save 20% off admission to the Creation Museum and the Ark Encounter. And when you look at the registration fees there, for individual, married couple, to get all of that, that's quite really something. So go to our website. Go to the link. It'll be pinned there right at the top, and you can find out about the Best of British Bible and Science. It's going to be happening right here at the Creation Museum with 4 of what I would say the leading, really, creationist speakers, 4 of the leading creationist speakers from England.
yeah, especially in UK and even into Europe. But it's a chance to hear some people that you don't often get to hear.
I thought we didn't believe in chance. You mean opportunity?
It's an opportunity.
Okay.
Yep.
Right. Yeah.
Yep.
We don't believe in chance. We don't believe in evolution. Okay.
Well, the opportunity definition of chance
you-
is what I'm saying.
You could be predestined to see this.
There you go.
Maybe we could put it in theological terms.
Wow.
Yeah, maybe you're predestined, so you should come.
It's foreknown. You're going to be here.
Exactly.
Right.
All right. So, I don't know what people are commenting. Maybe our videographer can tell us if we're getting any comments. I hope we're getting lots of those emoji things going across. Okay, the other thing is, so that's the invasion of America, right? Then there's an invasion over there in England, October 26th through 28th, the UK Mega Conference, and we've already got a ton of registrations.
We do. We really do.
Hundreds, haven't we, already registered?
Yep, hundreds already registered, and I think it's going to be bigger than what we did 3 years ago, which was a really big conference. People were astounded at how big the UK conference was 3 years ago. So the guys that are coming here for the Best of British Conference, we are going to send them back because they're going to be speaking at the UK Mega Conference as well, but with us as well.
So we send them back.
Yep.
And there's going to be Vodi Bokum.
Vodi Baucom's coming.
Americans are very familiar, I'm sure,
Yep.
with Vodi Baucom.
Actually,
and there's also
UK,
some Americans coming over for the conference, I've already heard. There's some people coming over for a vacation and going to take in
really?
the conference.
Oh,
yeah,
good.
someone told me that a month or so ago. Dr. Danny Faulkner, our astronomer, Professor Stuart Burgess, Paul Garner, who's a full-time researcher and lecturer for Biblical Creation Trust. He's well known in England.
Yep.
Dr. Stephen Lloyd, he's well known in England too.
Yep.
And he's from Material Science, Cambridge University. That's where he got his PhD. Prof. Andy McIntosh,
Yep.
Simon Turpin, Brian Edwards. They're the lineup of speakers, right?
Yeah, and what's great about the UK Mega Conference is we have some speakers. We have all of the Answers in Genesis speakers there, but we're just joined from some of the other creation apologists that in there, and just to bring this unity in England really needs everybody coming together on this, because if you see the veracity, I mean, we have attack against biblical authoritative teaching in Genesis in America, but the veracity that you see in England is just huge, and we need to all come together on this.
Exactly. And, you know, this is a unique collection of speakers. That's why as I met someone, I forget where it was, but they said, oh, yeah, we're going to England for our vacation. We're going to go to the conference here because it's just a unique lineup of speakers that we don't get over here normally in America. So it's very, very different. So encourage people to go and have a look at that. And they can find out more about that by going to our website. If you look at the comment section again, near the top there, we'll be pinning the actual link to that particular conference. We call it the UK Creation Mega Conference 2017.
Yeah, and its tagline, because it's a Reformation year. We've got 500 years of the Reformation this year, so we're inspiring a Genesis Reformation. We want people to look at the book of Genesis and really consider the inconsistent views on Genesis and what is the true authoritative consistent view in Genesis, and have a Genesis Reformation.
So if we're looking at the schedule for October 26 through 28, the topics, Genesis and the Foundation of the Gospel, Geological Evidence for a Young Earth, Critiquing the Critics, 6 Days and the Need for a New Reformation, Expository Apologetics, Answering Objections to the Power of the Word, Adam, Identity and the Gospel, Big Problems with the Big Bang, The Wonders of Hearing, Foundation for a Christian Worldview, Could the Reformers Understand Genesis, The Risk of Losing Scripture in the Ancient Near East, Noah in the Last Days, Why Build an Evangelistic Life-Size Ark, Let's Really Dig Dinosaurs, What About UFOs and ETs, Not Time But Process and Processor, The Global War on Manhood and Marriage, The Key to Evangelizing a Secularized Culture, Answering Objections to the Design Argument.
Is there anything left unsaid?
Yeah, wow, this covers a whole range
really
of
does,
really
doesn't
unique
it?
topiks.
Yeah.
And I think I forgot to mention before, is John Mackay going to be there at this conference?
He is too, yep, and he has a lot of people who love his ministry in the UK, so for all those people, come and hear him as well.
So this will be coming up this year. So let's go over them again. And by the way, do you know I'm going to be speaking at a conference in Australia? Going to
November?
Australia in November.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's a different website altogether, reengage.org.au, reengage.org.au.
Yep.
If you're in Australia and you want to go to a one-day conference where I'll be speaking in Brisbane, actually in north of Brisbane, in the Redcliffe area.
I think for the moment they still recognise the Queen as well.
Australia for the moment.
For the
they do.
moment,
yeah.
yeah.
So hey, there's a lot of things going on here involved with England. That's right. So let's run over these again before we just finish off here. So go to the top of the comments section there, and you can find out about May 5 and 6. The British are coming over here. We have 4 speakers from England, and there'll be myself and Stephen. And we have this special Best of British Bible and Science, and that'll be very unique. In fact, I should read out the schedule for that. We're going through, let me see, Adam First and Last, Relevance of Genesis, the Extraordinary Bombardier Beetle, the Designer World, Archaeological Evidence for the Bible. That's Brian Edwards. He wrote an archaeological guide to the British Museum.
I have done tours through the British Museum with Brian Edwards, and if you want a taste of archaeology in the Bible from somebody who first-hand knows those exact exhibits, and that it is just amazing.
Yeah, there's no one else like him who knows it. Jesus, Scripture and Creation, Science, Mathematics and Beauty, the Design Argument, the Bible, an Authentic Book, Myth Interpreting the Bible? Well, there's a whole range of topics. That's for the May 5 through May 6 Best of British Bible and Science here.
There'll be some
at the
comedy
Creation
attached to this
Museum.
too, by the way.
Oh, there will be?
Because we're going to get Dr. Danny Faulkner to MC this, and of course he's an American, and he's ready to have some fun type of banter with our
With the British.
with our British speakers. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So look forward to that.
And then later in the year, in October 26 through 28, we have the UK Creation Mega Conference 2017. Both of these are just unique conferences and have just a range of topics that people don't normally get.
Yep.
So encourage you to look at those. So come here to the Creation Museum, and again, the registration includes lunch on Friday and lunch on Saturday. It includes a pass to the Ark for a day, 2-day pass for the Creation Museum, discounts from books and gift store,
and if you want to
also
bring your
discounts
family
for your family
Yep.
to the Ark and the Creation Museum. So that's one way of really doing that. So with that, we think about signing off here as we look over. This is where they're coming from, this tiny little piece of land here.
Yep.
They're coming over to this big country here. And then later this year, I'm going, look how big Australia is even compared to England. Look at that. So I'll be over here in Brisbane and for a conference, a full-day conference in November, reengage.org.au to find out information about that. And with that, so Abbott and Costello, no, that's not us, is it?
I don't know which one's which.
I was going to say, and I think I better not. So anyway, we better finish off. Let me check with our video. If there's anyone asking any questions, any questions there, or any statements you want to read out?
Someone was wondering how many hams there were.
How many hams are there? Well, you know, there's a lot down at the local supermarket. But,
Oh, wow. Like we haven't heard that before.
Actually, we come from a family of 6 kids. And we already have a brother in heaven. That's our brother Robert, who died a number of years ago of a very horrible brain disease, actually.
Yeah.
Wrote a book about that, How Could a Loving God, which has really helped a lot of people. But there were 6 of us. Our father went to be with the Lord 22 years ago, and our mother has just started her 90th year.
Yes.
And she just had a heart attack, and she's got a pacemaker in, and she called me last night and said she was walking down in a retirement centre to play games with some people.
Yeah, she has more lives than a cat. This lady, the Lord is sustaining her. She's going well right at the moment. But the only 2 of us are in Creation Apologetics
Right.
Ministry right now. So if you come to either of these conferences, you get to hear both of us.
Hey, not only that, you get to hear all the British accents, and you'll learn to speak properly. Any other questions there?
Simon Turpin would like to know if he gets a discount on the conference.
Simon Turpin wants to know if he gets a different. Simon Turpin's coming over here to
Yeah.
speak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's make him pay.
Yeah, let's make him pay. We're going to make Simon Turpin pay us to speak here and to come and see the museum and the Ark. I think we should do that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because, I mean, he's coming over on our turf.
Right.
So, yeah.
Are you going to Northwest Australia?
I'm going to Northwest Australia. No, unfortunately, I'm going to Northwest Australia, but here's what you need to do. You need to... Perth?
Perth is southwest.
I'm sorry.
West, yeah.
So if you're living over here in Perth in November, you get on a plane and you fly over to Brisbane. That's what you do.
Yeah.
Because I'll be speaking there for a 1-day conference. It's the only real public conference that I'm speaking at.
That 6-hour flight is a lot easier for them than the 24-hour flight you have to make.
That's true. Yes, think about the long flight I have to make to go over there. You can make the flight from Western Australia to come over to Brisbane in November. reengage.org.au. Any other comments, questions? That's it. You know, I have to go and do actually a radio interview in 4 minutes dealing with the race issue. And so I've got to go and jump on the phone now and do that radio interview.
Right.
So with
Very
that,
good.
we'll
Okay.
sign off. Hopefully see a number of you here for the Best of British Conference and a number of you over there in England for the Mega Conference, and see people in Australia too in November when I'll be speaking over there.
Please
With
come
that-
be with us.
Yes, we'll sign off.